So I'm betting a good amount of people that walked out of this movie, out of the theater, into their car, they had that urge to just hit on that gas pedal as hard as they could. Because I know I did.
If this were a beauty pageant, we just lost. Looks aren't everything.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are talking about what I think is one of my favorite movies of this year. Yes, I said it, and that is Ford v Ferrari. I went into this movie with not many expectations. I heard this movie thrown all over Twitter, on YouTube, just everywhere online, so I didn't know what to expect. And I'm the person that's not really big into car racing or cars themselves, so I wouldn't know if I would like it or not, but I really did love this movie. Tell me in the comments below if you happen to check out this movie early. Officially, it is released on November 15th, but if you look forward to seeing it, let me know that as well. And also, consider subscribing to my channel today. I talk about movies like I am now, other TV shows that I love watching, any theme parks going on in the Orlando area. I just love talking about things that I'm passionate about. And if you're the same way, consider subscribing today. But in the meantime, let's talk Ford versus Ferrari. American car designer Carroll Shelby and driver Ken Miles battle corporate interference, the laws of physics, and their own personal demons to build a revolutionary race car for Ford and challenge Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966. Now, I said I'm not too big into cars, so how did this movie attract me in the first place? Well, there was one person, one name that was attached to this project that really made me want to go see it. His name, James Mangold, the director of this film. He is so talented. I feel he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. I don't think he's ever been nominated for Best Director for any of his movies. And you have all these other directors that are out there that are well-renowned, and they stick to a specific genre. Now with him, he tries different things, going all the way back to the early 2000s. He's done mystery films like Identity. He's done a biopic on Johnny Cash, Walk the Line. He's done movies with the comic books, with Wolverine and Logan. He's tried a Western, 3:10 to Yuma, and I don't really care for Westerns, and I like that movie. And now here he is taking a real-life story in the 1960s on car racing on the Le Mans in France, and it's a very important event for car lovers, and I don't really know much about this event. I've heard of it, but going into the film, it was very insightful, and the way he makes his films, it doesn't matter what genre it is, he creates a story that really just sucks you in, and you just want to know what's going to happen in it. And in this case, with Ford versus Ferrari, it's more than just the story being about Ford, the company, and Ferrari, the company, fighting out to see who's better than the other with their cars. It's a lot more personal than that. It's about Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles, two real-life people, and the relationship with each other that they made, and the relationship they made in order to create the car in order to beat Ferrari in Le Mans at the third act of the film. But the way that it's fleshed out in its 2.5-hour runtime, which, yes, that's how long it is. It's a long film, but I feel it needs to be that long in order to show the struggles that they went through. And you see their personal lives too, especially with Ken Miles. They show his wife, they show his kid, they show everything that they're going through. And I like how they put them in the story as well in order to give a little bit more backstory, in order to give a little bit more heart, because you feel a lot in this movie, and it's more than just a race car film. And it's very funny, this movie too. I was really surprised how funny this movie was, but at some points it took it very seriously too, especially during the racing scenes. And it was thrilling, it was dramatic, it was funny, it was just so many things wrapped up into one, but it just fits so perfectly. This is also an underdog story. I compare it to movies like Rocky, the story about that central character that's not getting the respect that they deserve, and you're rooting for them all the way. And in this case, it's about Ken Miles, played by Christian Bale, and he's a character that Ford does not want him to be represented as the face of the company, or in this case, being that one driver leading into the Le Mans. They do not want him, and he's kind of disrespected throughout the whole movie, but he struggles to prove them wrong, in which he does many times. And it's Christian Bale, and I have to say right now, he was one of my favorite actors in this whole movie. Matt Damon was great. This is probably one of the better roles he's ever done recently, but Christian Bale, as soon as he came on the screen, everything about him that he did was great. And usually films that he does, his character is very angry. He's full of a lot of aggression, but he manages to mix that aggression with a little bit of love. He's a family man too, and he's very funny. He's one of the reasons why the movie is so funny, aside from Matt Damon. When you put them together, though, great chemistry. It's hilarious to see them together. And you can see that these two guys in real life, they did have a friendship, and these two bring it to life. But Christian Bale, I hope he gets nominated. I don't care if it's supporting actor or lead actor. I don't know that he would be considered in this movie, but he deserves a nomination. He just brought so much life into this movie, and probably one of the many reasons why I was so invested in this film for its long runtime. But the real core of this story, it's all about the art of racing, and it is prevalent throughout the entire movie. And you see it also in a lot of Ken Miles. And it's just something that we can all relate to because he's talking about what he loves and what he's so passionate about. And it just makes you want to root for him even more. Everything from the editing, the cinematography, to recreating the 1960s to the Le Mans, and just everything surrounding it. You were just totally immersed into this world. The racing sequences are amazing. The sound, and as I said before, the editing, probably one of the best editing that I've seen in recent films. And with movies that are dealing with car racing, you need to have pretty good editing. And I just loved how it was perfectly shot, edit, just the sound, just everything just seemed to work to a T. And I was just impressed with it the entire way through. The production of the cars, everything they recreated for the cars of that time. I just felt they put a lot of work into this film. But it wasn't just the look of it, it was the story. It was just everything seemed to work exactly what you would expect from a movie like this. So who is this movie for? A good chunk of people. Race lovers, car lovers, people who love a good real story, good drama, good laughs, just having a good time. You don't need to know cars to see this movie. This film, I think, is going to get a lot of nominations or be considered for Oscar nominations. I don't know about Best Picture, but I do see a lot of nominations possibly in production design, in acting categories. Hopefully, I'm hoping James Mangold finally gets a nomination for Best Director because I think he really deserves it. He's getting better and better with his films, and I already can't wait to see what he has planned next after this one. But that was my take on Ford versus Ferrari. I love this movie so much. If you're on my Letterboxd, stay tuned for my review coming up hopefully this week. I already know I'm giving it 5 stars. I really loved it. It's definitely in my top 10 for this year. Still don't know what my number 1 is. Stay tuned for that as well. I will be doing a video closer to the end of this year talking to you about my top 10 movies of this year. It's going to be a hard one for sure. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more movie reviews to come, any other TV shows that I'll be watching. So consider subscribing today so we can talk movies and more. I'll see you later.